Shout out to the God Turk, Supreme Clientele Radio. Diablo, SR the General, full blast the beat God. Graff Champs, yeah, Graff Champs, Graff Champs, yeah, Graff Champs. Shout out the 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 Graff Champs. Welcome, tune in to Graff Champs. We appreciate the love and support for all the Graff Camps. The most amazing and iconic artists out here smashing it from the train yards to the rooftops to the storefronts, highways catching wreck. SR the General, he be going crazy, bro, from his Instagram account, Supreme Clientele Radio. Interviewing all the icons, the ones that led the way. Salute to all the fallen legends, the ones that set the stage. Moment of silence, let us remember those. Peace. Whether they family or they will friend the flow. Hate them or love them, let's show them some respect. Major contribution in hip-hop, Graff Champs to the death. Ready and willing, never scared to fry. Never. Chancing the odds of getting up, prepared to rise. Super talented vandals, never scared to die. Let's show them love while they breathing. Go ahead and share the live, share the live. So tell a friend to go and tell a friend. Interviews are dope from the start up to the end. To the end. Let's show him love and call it glory time. Repost his post on your post, share his post up on your storyline. We Graff Champs. We out.
Here we go, baby. Here we go. We got ZB in the building. Yo, you hear me, Z?
Yeah, what's poppin'?
Yes, sir. All right, before we start this shit, I got to give you the introduction, bro. This dude right here is just a phenomenon in New York City. You heard, just in art and graffiti, period. This is one of the most creative, most sporadic, most street killing ass nigga right now, and since you came out, my nigga. So I just want to tell you that you've been doing your shit so hard. Your shit is just so crazy. We happy that you on here, and we thank you for your presence. You heard?
Appreciate that.
All right, so how we do it, and the fans want to know the story from the beginning, so we're gonna start from the beginning. What got you into graffiti?
Spray paint. Seymour, the nigga who made the spray can. I mean, the trains, for one, being a kid traveling on the train, seeing the insides, the outsides, things of that nature, you know.
All right, but so what about art? You was already always into art? Was you born an artist, creative?
I learned how to do art from one of my older cousins and my second grade teacher. She showed me how to draw fucking, what's his name? Barney Rubble.
So you've been into Graff since when? What year?
I've been into Graff since '92.
92. All right. And who was your influences? Like what got you, like, did anybody like you see the repeated same names and was like, oh, all right, I need to do this because I want to be like this person, that person?
Like seeing the shit on the trains, that's like what grabbed my attention, like the colors and like just the shit that was like rolling. Like, wait, what? Like they're painting this shit on the trains, like the insides, you know, the stains. But I was at I was at a concert in Prospect Park with my family, and I seen a JA tag in the middle of a building. And like I knew that shit wasn't supposed to be there, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is that? Like I like that shit. Like that's something I want to do. And I figured out how to do it, and I did it.
How you figured out how to do it?
I studied magazines, books. Like back in the days, like you go to Scrapyard before. With Scrapyard, that shit was called Soho's Hat, and like you could get books, you could get magazines, you could even rack books and magazines, and like to learn this shit.
That's a fact. Soho's Hat.
You remember that shit? You gotta do the homework. It's
that's
like
a fact.
rap.
That's
like
one thing.
If you listen to rap and shit, like you want to know who's the best. Like you want to know who got the knowledge, who got the bars. Like who's going to be here forever and who's going to be here for 6. You know?
Yeah, that's a fact. A lot of guests on the show, they make it a point to say that a lot of the niggas coming up, they don't know their fucking history or don't even bother to know their history. That's a come they you know, niggas be side busting. You already know how these niggas be doing. They don't give a fuck about the history. To them, it's all about fame or whatever. So you saying that you studied from the beginning, that just shows that you was really serious about the shit like that. How did you come up with your tag?
Yo, people I seen kill shit as a kid, like in my neighborhood, like their name don't get mentioned a lot because people don't know about them. But when I do get a chance, like the name drop, I do bring these people up, like D-Rock TDH, Vio TDH, AB BMF, Ian BMF. Those dudes, like in my neighborhood, like they used to kill shit. Fatal NFO, Caesar Chrome NFO. And when I
That's
used to go
fact.
outside of my borough, I used to see people like VFR, I used to see Chino, BYI with the big black tags on the top of the store gates, Chaz and Abuse, JP, Chad, Rule. Different places, different things I seen. And that shit inspired me to do the things I like to do. Word.
Nice. Yo, you named a lot of the motherfuckers that I love seeing coming up too, that made me want to write, bro. Chino was one of my niggas, bro. Chino, V for all of them niggas. Fucking but how did you come up with ZB? How did you get that tag?
Nobody wrote it before.
Yo, your throwy. Speak
I
about the
want
one
I
line of
wanted my
throw.
shit to be original. I wanted my shit to be unique. Like I want people like when they mention my name, like yeah, ZB, like that dude was one of a kind. Like if anybody use my name after me, like they're a copycat, they're a fraud. I want to be the one and only.
That's a fact. Yo, the way that you do the throwy, like, and you do like the different characters in the B and shit, that shit just sets you apart, mad crazy. Tell me about the throwy. How did you come up with the
As I
throw?
told you on the phone and shit, like I'm a fan of graffiti. Like I like one-liners and shit. Like people I think who had dope one-liners before I started doing my shit. Spec BTC from the Bronx, like his SP, like that shit was fire. That shit still is fire. And Peak VLC, like I think those two dudes, like they had two of the dopest like one-liners when it comes to doing those.
So
And
you
that's
just wanted to
honestly speaking.
do a one-liner that doesn't overlap?
Yeah, that shit took a minute to do. Like everybody could do a one-liner. Not like some people is easy, and some people like that shit is hard as hell to do. But to do it like where both letters don't overlap, like that shit took me a minute like to figure that shit out. And once I figured that out, I'm like, ooh wee, I'm on to something.
So now the streets named you the placement king and shit. Talk about that. How is it that you pick the spots like that?
The streets ain't name me that. I name myself that shit, but I actually live up to the title. And my placement, sometimes that shit finds me. Sometimes I find it.
Yeah, I be seeing like nice ZB and
I
shit.
like writing on the most randomest shit, like shit that other people won't write on. Like I like making spots out of shit that's like not supposed to be a spot.
I see your shit on, like, you be doing shit on niggas like giant murals and shit. Like the
Yeah,
placement
I
when
like that shit is pretty cool at times. Some of the murals that I go over, like those are actually murals like where I have some shit there, and I don't like what like the people did over my shit. And some of the shit I think is cool. I make the colors and everything match, you know.
who do you see niggas killing shit right now? When you out there doing all your placements and shit, do you see anybody out there that could keep up with you?
I see a lot of people out there doing their thing. Some of it is good, some of it is bad, but they out there.
Who? Give me a couple of names. Who's
I like all
noticeable?
graffiti. I like good graffiti and I like bad graffiti. Like the bad graffiti makes me, that shit inspires me like to go home and practice and do my thing and shit, you know? But I also like the fact that they're actually out there like risking their freedom, like to get their name out there, you know? Some of them actually progress and some of them don't. But I love it. Love to see that shit. Rebellious niggas. And they keeping the culture alive.
That's a fact. How did you come up with the Biggie face in the B?
Biggie, that's one of my favorite rappers. That's the fucking king of Brooklyn.
Facts. That throwing right there, that shit is crazy. Tell me about the tell me
And that
about
shit
your
just
book.
happened. I can't really hear
What
you
about
that good.
you can't hear me?
Like the sound, that shit comes and goes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly clear. Could you hear me now? I moved my
Yeah.
shit a little. Alright, my bad. Tell me about your book that came out. Did your book drop today?
Nah, we pushed that shit back till tomorrow. My boy, when he hit me up, like talking about the time that we was gonna drop it, like I was a little tired. I was still sleepy, so I told him we gonna push the date back. We gotta talk about a few things, but that shit gonna drop tomorrow, and it's actually
So
pretty dope. It shows some of the things that are done, you know.
so talk about it. Let's talk about the book.
If you a fan of graffiti, if you a fan of my shit, if you a collector, then that shit is something you definitely should have in your collection. It's only limited to 50 copies. It was put together
50
by me
copies.
and my boy. Me and my boy, he got a company that shit called You Dig, and it's some ill shit. And he be dropping some dope projects. I like what he be doing, so we put our brains together and we make some shit happen.
So what does the book consist of?
That shit consists of some ill shit. That shit consists of my placement. That shit tells you a little about myself. That shit show you some dope shit. Show you some one-of-a-kind shit. Some rare shit.
Some real graph?
Of course. That's what I do.
What about racking? What do you think about racking?
Racking is dope.
Do you rack your paint?
I actually do. I will never pay for paint. If I pay for paint, I really want the can, or I'm trying to make some bigger shit happen.
What do you frown upon niggas that don't
Or
rack paint?
if I do buy a can, it's because I'm supporting my people who's out there selling them. But other than that, I don't buy paint.
What about bombing? Tell me your strategy and shit. Dude, are you one of the niggas that just be busting shit in the daytime in front of people?
Yo, I do that shit whenever, wherever. Like, if I'm walking down the block and I see a spot and I want to do it, then I'm going to let my nuts hang and I'm going to do it and I'm going to keep it pushing. Whether it's daytime or nighttime, it's going to get done. Whether I'm with somebody or I'm by myself, I'm going to get shit done and I'm going to make it happen.
Tell me a crazy bombing story. You don't got a crazy bombing story with ZB?
I got a few crazy stories. One day I was doing some shits in the train tunnel. I fucking tripped and I landed in front of the third rail and my phone rang and one of my homeboys called me. He's like, yo, what you doing? And I'm like, yo, I just tripped. Like, I'm in the tunnel. I just landed in front of the third rail. I got to call you back. I got to get up out of here. Another time I was taking pictures in the tunnel of some shit that I did. Some cops, they saw me. They tried to trap me in the tunnel. I had to get up out of there. I remember one night me and A1s was going somewhere on a mission to go do some shit and his fucking car tire blew out.
Talk about that. I seen you and A1s on a lot of nice rooftops together. How did that connection happen?
One day he was doing an interview and I just happened to walk into the interview and the conversation started about racking and me and him was cracking jokes like, yo, I'm the best racker. He's like, I'm the best racker. And I'm like, you ain't fucking with me. And he's like, you ain't fucking with me. And we like, all right, we'll see about that. And it was history in the making from there.
A lot of nice spots, bro. When y'all niggas do rooftops together, it's like a whole production and shit. You know, y'all niggas take over the whole spot. It looks fire and shit.
That's our
Hey,
version.
salute
That's our version of whole carts.
Yeah, that's a fact, yo. Them shits be looking crazy. Salute to A1s. That's my nigga right there.
Sometimes that shit is planned. Sometimes that shit just happens.
So what about... I need to ask you. I have to pick the graffiti brand.
That's probably the only shit that I actually do like at nighttime is like if we're doing the rooftop, because that's just like too much shit to be doing at night, like what we be doing on the rooftops.
Would you like better? Does it even matter to you if you're doing a rooftop or just street bombing? Do you like street bombing better? Is that your main like joy?
I like bombing, B.
Just
I
bombing period
remember
as long as you hitting something.
I remember one time I fucking walked from the BX to Brooklyn with one of my homies. Shit is the most funnest shit ever. Word, I like bombing. I like seeing good
Fuck.
fills. I like seeing good outlines. I like seeing ugly ones too.
Word, I be everywhere and shit, so I be even knowing who's the toys from the areas too, yo. It's good to know all of that shit, right?
Yeah, sometimes those niggas actually some of the coolest people you ever could meet. If you
Nah,
ever
that's
come
a fact.
across
And
them.
some of them niggas blow up too after time, nigga.
Yeah, we walked from the BX to Brooklyn. That shit took 6 hours, but we had mad fun.
Nigga, how the fuck you lasted? One time we walked from DeKalb and Knickerbocker to the seaport on 4th of July and back, and yo, so my legs were twisted.
Yo, before niggas had cars and fucking motorized skateboards and all of these gadgets that niggas got now, like, that's what niggas did. Like, niggas actually walk.
That's
You
a
either do
fact.
that shit
Remember, we
by
used to be
yourself,
100 niggas.
you either do that shit by yourself or you hit one of your mans up and like, yo, I got this mission. Like, we gonna go do this, and we just gonna go do this, and we gonna do that. Some of your best bombers in New York City did that shit, and that's how you see some of their tags still lasting from the early 90s till now.
That's a
One of my
fact.
favorite
When
graffiti
you
writers that I see, that I study, is BFR. Like, you see his tags in the most randomest places, and I like the fact that he puts the year next to his shits.
That's a fact, bro. He definitely. I'm out. I got a job site out there by Long Island and shit on the Cuddy block and shit. The nigga just had a. It was a white wall, just a nice blue throwy out of nowhere, nigga. One day I'm driving to work, I see that shit. I was like, wow, bro. He's one of them New York goats, my nigga. That he is graffiti, my nigga.
Like, a few
This
days
shit,
ago,
bro.
I was walking somewhere and I seen an old ass Dill RFC tag. Like, that shit was on the top of a doorway with a colonial red, and that shit's been there since '93. But the shit looked like he just did it because the placement of the tag and how well it was preserved. I love shit like that.
Yeah, just preserve the history of graffiti. You got photo albums of old school shit?
Of course, I'm a
Nice. Well, you got train flicks and all that too?
I'm a fan. I'm a coach and I'm a player.
Nice. Yeah, I love seeing old school like photo albums, bro, of just Graff, my nigga. Real shit. Yeah, you see, look,
I
Dio,
don't
he
got
look
a
this
lot
nigga.
of train flicks, but I do got train flicks. Like, I got a lot of street shit from whether that shit is like handball course that niggas done, whether that shit is like random tags on streets, trucks, vans, marker tags, shit that I like.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite shit to bomb? What borough? Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, what?
I love all boroughs. They all got a different type of vibe.
That's a fact. As long as you get over, right? Fuck it.
Yeah.
So now I gotta pick your graffiti brain, my nigga. There's so many.
My favorite borough to bomb though, like, I do like the BX. The BX is dope. Like, that shit still reminds me of like the '90s before, like when we had like all the abandoned buildings and the stray dogs. Like, the BX reminds me of that type of shit. Like, that's the vibes I still get in the BX. Shout out to all my
Yeah,
BX niggas who be out there making noise.
that's a fact, my nigga. Bombing the Bronx, even when I was little, young and shit, all of that, all the way to right now,
I
it's always
remember one
fun.
night me and A1s was bombing in the Bronx and we was doing some shit in the back block and we seen some girls pissing under a truck. We seen a few other niggas having a party in the back of a U-Haul truck. It was some funny shit.
Yeah, the Bronx is just so wild, my nigga. They live like they still in the '90s over there, my nigga.
I was actually doing a filling somewhere recently in the BX and somebody was getting shot and mugged in a bank.
Yo, so I gotta pick your brain, my nigga. You gotta give me a top 10. Who's your top 10 favorite niggas of all time?
Damn, a top 10.
Yeah, bro. Just give me 10 niggas. Your 10 favorite writers.
I can't give you a top 10, but I'll tell you people who shit that I like, people who shit that killed, like, that I actually like. And I
Alright,
like
so
I like
Who?
I like
Who?
Med from the BX. He used to do the Star.
MedStar. Hell yeah.
That shit
Crazy.
was all over the highways. That shit was all
Hell yeah.
that shit was
And
everywhere.
beautiful throwy. Star was fire.
I like Chase and Abuse. I like this dude named Chad. He used to kill shit. Tape TFT.
You said Chad and Tabe, right? Oh my
Yeah.
God. Tabe, salute to Tabe and Chad. All of the niggas. Who else?
I like seeing those old save faces that used to be all over New York City, from hood to hood, we spot to we spot.
I say,
I miss seeing VE, SN, and Giz run through New York City, whether it was street spots or scaling rooftops.
ooh, hell yeah. Rest in peace, VE.
I miss how all the lots used to look in the BX with all the fills, like how people used to bring color schemes to the streets where it wasn't just black and white fills. Shit looked like real stylish, but everything was proper. Even though the streets was grilled, like people actually had more respect for each other back in the days on some real shit. I miss seeing Dexter up DFT. I miss seeing Jonah up from the F line. I don't know if too many people remember Jonah or Juster,
Yep.
but
Hell yeah.
they used to destroy the
Jonah
B and the D
DAT.
line.
Jonah DAT.
Yeah. It depends where you go. Like, you used to see some dope shit. Like, one time, like, Two Rays used to have New York City in a chokehold.
Yeah, Two Rage. Yup.
I like
I would
seeing
love to
Dink
get to.
shit. Like, Dink, he's been consistent for years, and not too many people mention him.
Hell yeah, Dink. And
Word.
that's a fire time. Dink. It's fire.
If you a tunnel walker like I am, like, then you see Sane and Smith, or you see Cycle up in a lot of tunnels. You see Late and Curb.
Smith is one of my favorites of all time also.
From a nigga who's
Smith.
not from New York, a dude who I think get busy, and I see his shit the most randomest places is Erupto 327.
What about throws? What about throws? Who you like their throws?
Who throwies I like? I like KATKK. I like GKTKK. I say TMP.
Wow, I
I
say
like the old
TMP.
school throws where the S's, like, they look almost like shark like type. The S and the R's. I thought those shits was fire.
Oh, my old school, my first throwy?
Yeah. I like Graff throw ups.
Raff?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
LC fuck crew. His throw up was pretty dope. LC and LR.
Rest in peace.
AB and Fuss. Rape TCN had a fire throw up.
Fuzz. Rape. Yeah, Rape. Shout out to my nigga Rape too.
Tuski from the BX, he got a dope throw up.
Tuski. Word. Shout out to my BRT niggas.
Colo, my homie Colo, he got a fire throw up.
Colo, CHK. Yep. His throwy is dope.
I miss seeing Frey kill him tags. Word. He used to destroy shit back in the days too.
Hell yeah.
They had a
Frey.
dude from Best Style who used to get busy. His tag was Shatik.
Shatik. Remember we used to gig on Shatik. That's funny. We used to be like, yo, Shatik. Shamik. Yo, that was funny. Shatik. Wow. That's
I think
old.
Ghost
Yo,
is a dope ass graffiti artist.
who?
Ghost RIS. I think he's a dope ass graffiti artist.
Ghost is that nigga, my nigga.
Word.
Ghost
Those are
is
some of
that
the
nigga.
shits that I used to see on the trains, because him and Ket, they will always be doing the clean train. Like, they had the clean train movement going on. I thought that shit was pretty ill to see. I think Spec SNR has some fire throw ups. The two S's with the square on the top of them.
Yes, that's sex.
TK, he had a dope throw up. So many people. Word.
TKA. Who said TKA the last time? Somebody said TKA.
Yeah, TKA had a dope throw up too. That TikTok shit, that shit used to be all over New York City.
Yeah, TKA was fire, my nigga. I'm doing
Word.
the story right now. That's crazy. Word, son. So what about your hats, my nigga? Talk about your hats and your gear and shit.
Sometimes randomly when I'm in the mood, I drop t-shirts, depending on how I'm feeling. Or it depends what the people want. Sometimes people hit me up with requests and they tell me like some shit that they want on a t-shirt. I make that happen. The hats I'll be doing, that shit happen random. Like the first hat I dropped, that shit had Biggie on it. The hat that I just dropped, that shit got Old Dirty Bastard on it. And every time I drop a hat, those shits is always limited to 12.
So you just dropped one
sometimes
though,
it might
right?
be only 5.
Did you just drop one? You just dropped one, right?
Yeah, I got a hat right now with Old Dirty Bastard on it. I'm actually about to paint that shit somewhere soon.
With how many? You still got hats available
when you
though?
talk about throw-ups again and shit, because these shit keep hitting me like while I'm sitting here answering this question. Like my boy PG-ism, God bless his soul, like he had a fire throw-up. My nigga AC2, he got a dope-ass throw-up. AC1. Sloan.
Woo.
I think Zane WR had an ill throw-up back in the day. Son used to do his thing. Bruce. There's so many people. And it all depends, like, what neighborhood you're in where you see some of this shit that I'm talking about.
Bruce, rest in peace, bro. That nigga's throwy was fire.
Word.
I just love that tag, man. The whole wrist mob, my nigga. They just all, I think that's
Cable
the
from
most
the
craziest
Bronx.
crew.
He had a dope-ass tag. He had a dope-ass throw-up Cable and send OFL.
Cable.
There's a dude, he used to do fills randomly. He's from, I don't know where he's from, but he's from somewhere uptown and he writes JP. He used to get busy. I thought he had a fire-ass hand, fire-ass outline when he dropped them. A dude from Queens, 2 Penny Pit, people don't mention. He goes by the name of Hectic and Q's. Like, I think those dudes have some dope-ass fills.
Hectic.
From the 718 crew.
Yeah, Hectic and Q, yep.
GSA.
Q's, yep.
Word.
None of them, a lot of them niggas don't get mentioned and shit at all.
They're forgotten about, but I remember all of that shit.
JP and Oni. I wish I could. I gotta find JP and Oni. If anybody could get me in contact with JP and Oni, let me know, bro. Hit my DM, bro. For real.
There's a few people who's actually making comebacks right now who I that think is pretty dope, like Naughty 40 and 40. He been doing his thing. ATFP. That's another dope ass artist out there who's been killing shit for years. Not too many people talk about.
Yeah, there's a few niggas that came back that's killing shit, my nigga.
I miss seeing Acid tags. He used to have an F-line on Smash. Acid 36.
Yo, but how long has ZB been active?
ZB been active since 2016.
All right. You don't got no shows coming up or nothing like that?
I've been thinking about an art show, but right now New York City is my art show. Every time I drop a fill, every time I drop something, that's me giving you art. That's my show.
Niggas better appreciate it while it's here. Huh? What do you have any advice? What do you think about
doing an art show, but honestly, like, I don't got no time. Like, you know, like, graffiti, that shit is cool and shit, but I got other shit going on, like, in my regular life, you know? But if I do an art show, like, that shit is gonna be worth coming out to, you know? I got mad art I could show you. I got art, I got pictures, I got some ill shit. But at the moment, I don't got time to do an art show. So when you see a fill pop up, that's me. That's my art show. ZB Bunny, PTP, HTL, XCC, YKK. Sometimes I drop bombs for Dolo. Sometimes my friends, they make guest appearances.
What's the name? What's the name of the book?
The name of the magazine that I just dropped with my peoples from You Dig is called Paint Things Properly.
Paint Things Properly. How could they
That's
get
what
it? They
I
have to
do.
DM you. How do people get it?
You could get that shit through a DM, or you could get that shit through youdigofficial.com. Tomorrow he's gonna put the link in his bio, and if you're a person who like to shop online, like you could click that. If you're a person who got PayPal, then you could shoot me a PayPal and I'll drop that shit in the mail.
All right, yo, I know the fans are gonna be waiting for that shit. Shit's gonna go quick. And you said it's a limited edition, right?
Yeah, something dope. It's only 50 copies made.
What about pins, bro? You know the collectors want pins, my nigga.
Somebody's always asking me to do those shits. I've been thinking about doing one, but I actually don't have the patience like it takes for one of those shits to come. Like you gotta wait like a whole month for a pen.
Yeah, but the quicker you put the order in, the quicker you'll get it. And you gotta get it out to the you gotta give
my nigga, tomorrow's not promised.
so you gotta give the fans what they want. You gotta your ZB, they want the pin. I want the pin for my collection.
One day. Right now, y'all just gotta deal with the funk that I'm dropping. Hats, zines, t-shirts, sweaters.
Facts. Push the hats and
But
push the
yo, when
book.
I do drop a pen, trust me, that shit is worth it. It's
Nah,
worth the wait.
you're gonna do the Biggie face pin? That's what you gotta do, something like that.
You know how y'all waited for the Carter 5?
There you go.
My pen gonna be hot like
The
that.
ZB is equal as the Carter 5. There we go. Graff Champs, bitch.
Trust me, when I do get in the pen game though, like the pen game is over, I'ma change that. Like I got some shit to drop when I do drop a pen.
That's what's up, my nigga. You gotta give them what give them what they want. And could people get sticker packs from you?
Yeah, I got sticker packs. You could either get those from me personally, or you could go to www.dual1.com. I got canvases too. You could either DM me for one of those, or you could take your ass uptown and go to All City Legends. Word.
What about the graph now? Like all the new graph. What advice will you give to these new niggas coming out?
Yo, stay anonymous. Don't be meeting every Tom and Dick and Harry just because they like your picture. Yo, the internet, this shit is a gift and a curse. Word to my mommy. Like, I like graffiti before we had like the internet, like where you really had to go like outside, hop on the bus, go hop on the train, like to see who was putting in work. You know, if you meet a person, you meet a person. If y'all want to take that shit further than graffiti, then cool, so be it. For me personally, everybody who sprays their name on the wall, they ain't your friend. Word. I know people who actually got locked up for Instagram. So the less people who know who you are, the better off you are. The best thing to be is anonymous. Now, if you are one of those niggas who want to run around and meet Tom, Dick, Harry, Jane, then go ahead, do that. But don't get mad if something ever happens and you end up in a bad predicament. You can't say nobody warned you. And if you are out there like painting and shit, like be respectful. Like if you see something that's been on the street since like 92, something that's been there since like 89, like leave that shit alone. That shit's been there for a reason. Like don't be disrespectful.
That's
I
a
see mad
fact.
kids going over history. Like I got a love-hate relationship with graffiti, and anybody who knows me personally, like they know that shit.
Yeah, I see a lot of shit that disgusts me too, bro. People going over like fucking relic old school kings too, like niggas going over old
and when
school
it comes
fib.
to crews, when it comes to crews and shit, like just don't put anybody down with your crew just because you see a nigga bombing. Like I see a lot of people doing that shit. Like they meet this nigga cool. They do Blackwood canvas sections. Like you like the nigga vibes. Yo, push my crew. Crew shouldn't be like that. Crew should be family based. And it shouldn't just be graffiti. Like, if you put a person down with your crew, like, be able to trust that person. A lot of people are down with crews, I feel like, for clout. Some people down with crews just because they want to say they are part of something. And so you old niggas who stop painting, stop putting all these young niggas down with your crew trying to keep that shit alive. If you want to keep your shit alive, hop up out there, grab your can, and go make your own noise.
Graff Champs agrees with that 1,000,000%. Yo, is there anything else you want to talk about or say to the fans before we get off this?
Nah, practice makes perfect. Stay sucker free. Drink water. Mind your business.
And listen to
that's
your mama.
basically it.
Yo, Z,
To all my
you
friends,
are
my family members, I love you. If you dislike me, I still love you too, because at the end of the day, whether I do something good or bad, I'm giving you something to talk about. And you just spicing up my sauce and my seasoning.
that's a fact. That's what it's all about. The creativeness, bro.
Until my
Right?
number
You
is
just
called, I promise to give y'all the illest graffiti on the planet. And who knows, I might fuck your eyes up and drop a piece one day.
Yo, the world is
To my
yours,
boo who's
Z.
watching this somewhere out there, I love you, ma.
Yo, so
R.I.P. to all my
fucking
fallen soldiers.
so what's the, you got shout outs before, you know? You want to shout anybody out specifically?
Shout out to my PTP family, my XTC family, my HTL family. Shout out to my nigga A1s, my nigga Z Dubs. Y'all already know the vibes. To all the young niggas coming up, study, take notes, respect history, and put on for your city. As I said, I like all graffiti, whether that shit is good or bad. You're actually out there like doing the shit that most people are scared to do. And if you're gonna do it, then be the best. Shout out to everybody who's out there doing what they do, putting on. Shout out to everybody, whether you international, global, whether you a block nigga, whether you that nigga, you not that nigga. We all got a story to tell and we all telling it.
That's a fact, my nigga.
It's like how the
Yo,
cavemen was doing when they was in those tunnels with their sticks and stones. You know? Peace and blessings to all. Shout out to all those niggas out there who's actually like really letting they nuts hang and they banging out all of those trains. That's one of the shits that I love about graffiti. Like, you be standing in a train, you about to go pop up on somebody, you probably going to work, and then boom, a whole car just rolls into the station. That's some shit that I love about graffiti. And I love the fact that people come from all over the fucking globe just to paint one of our trains. Because we started that shit. Word.
so you like the out of towners coming in and blowing shit up?
Yo, I love when they fuck the trains up, because not too many New Yorkers is really out there doing that. Some people don't want those type of consequences, so they avoid that metal. But to the people who out there that's really out there touching that still, I salute y'all niggas. I love that shit. Not
That shit
everybody
is
got
cool.
what it take, like to actually like run into a yard, run into a layup, and bang out a whole cart. And that's some real shit. Shout out to all the people who doing that shit, whether you a native or not.
That's a fact, son. I see that shit on the news like every week. A whole fucking call.
If I could do that shit and like nobody knew my name or like the type of style of my letters, I'll be out there turning up. But simple fact that people study shit too much and people talk too much, I wouldn't do that shit at the moment. Cause I don't want to wake up and the alphabet boys is at my door talking about, hey, on January 31st you did this train. It's not too much shit graffiti-wise that the cops care about and I care about, but that type of attention, I don't want it. I mean, I know we all like attention, but I don't want that attention. You feel me?
That's a fact. I I never bombed a train though, so I never rocked like a big giant filling or a
No,
piece
it's
of.
a wonderful feeling, but I got in trouble for that shit once, so I left that part of the arena alone. But shout out to everybody doing that shit. Every other thing that's in my path that I know, like, that I could write on and I won't get in trouble for it, I'm doing it. And some spots it's just like, no, fuck it. Like, yeah, I think my name will look good right there. And that's how the placement shit takes place. Especially when I see that shit pop up in like a random music video, or that shit is in the news clip, or somebody just texts me a picture like, hey, I was over here and I saw this. Like, I do like that shit depending who you are.
That's
Word.
how I pick spots like that, bro. I be trying to pick the spots that look like they're gonna last forever and shit.
But other than that, at the end of the day, like, I'm just a fucking hardcore vandal. Like, I just love writing on shit. So that's why you see me everywhere and nowhere. Word. And I told you, depending on my mood, like, that shit could be fucking 9 in the morning. That shit could be 1 in the afternoon. If I see a spot and I want to do a fill, then I'm going to go for it.
That's what it's about, bro. That motherfucking rush. Nothing can replace that. That's what it is for me, bro. It's just the rush and the feeling. I feel
No,
mad
it's
free.
not even a rush for me. Like, you know how, like, you smoke a cigarette, like, after you finish, like, eating a good meal? Like, that's how it feels to me, like, after eating a slice of pizza. It's like that vibe right there, you know? Like, before Graffiti was, like, when I first started it, that shit felt like that first nut that you got. Like, you're always, like, trying to chase that feeling, but you just never get it again. It started off like that, and now that shit is like, whatever, you know? But, yo, it's more to life than Graffiti, for real.
A whole lot more. A lot of niggas take it way, way, way too serious.
Besides doing fresh fills, I like actually doing shit that that doesn't even involve Graffiti. Like, I actually like looking at art. I like going out. I don't want this to shit sound like tender or nothing like that, but yeah, I like doing shit other than Graffiti. Word.
Yeah, me too, my nigga.
Shout
What
out to
type of art?
who actually wanted to hear my story. I really wasn't into doing interviews and shit, but somebody always want to know something, so why not hear from the horse's mouth, right?
And not only that, my nigga, niggas wanted to salute the work that you put in, my nigga. In such a short amount of time, ZB has made a crazy hard stamp, and you know what I'm saying, in Graff in general. So, you know, we saluting you, my nigga.
I appreciate the flowers while I'm still here. Word.
Yo, Z, so we off this shit right now, but that's Graff Champs. You heard my nigga ZB, PTP, my nigga. What does it PTP stand for?
That shit stand for paint things properly, peep that picture, punch that punk. For all the ladies that's down with it, pack that purse.
Yo, we salute you, Z. And I'm gonna hit you about the hat. You see, I need the hat and the motherfucking mag, you heard?
Yeah, when I'm not on my lazy man shit, we could definitely link, make something happen. Peace and love
Bro,
to all.
thanks for the love, my bros. We salute you, You gotta X yourself out.
You already.
ZB, my nigga. Graff Champs, that was ZB, the placement king, ZB. Shit a fucking live, yo. Shit a fucking live. Yo, thank you everybody for tuning in. This is Graff Champs, my nigga. Now we got BAAL, the motherfucking Tunnel King, coming up. Yo, BAAL, hope you in here. Yo, BAAL, where you at? I'm gonna send you an invite. This is some real king shit going on right here. NYC king shit. I just invited BAAL in here. What's up? Yo, if y'all niggas is from New York City, my nigga, and you took the train ever in your life, or you was ever anywhere, because this nigga hit the streets, this nigga hit everything. Here we go, bro. BAAL, BAAL.
What's good, man?
NYC motherfucking transit king, my nigga. Salute,
What's
baby.
Up? How's everything, man?
Yo, good. Thank you for coming on Graff Champs. You know, we're on Graff Champs. We only have people that have impacted the culture, that changed the game, that have rang bells retardedly. And you're definitely one of those niggas, and you check all the boxes, my nigga. We thank you for coming on Graff Champs. You heard?
Thanks, man. Much appreciated. How you doing tonight, man? It's good. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, man, I'm good, bro. It's good to talk to you, my nigga. Like we gotta link up again and hit a little sticker session or some shit. You heard?
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact, my nigga. So on Graff Champs, the fans want to hear the story, so we gotta start from the beginning. So we're gonna start from the beginning. What got you into graffiti?
Just exploring and shit, to be honest with you. Like back in the early 90s, we used to call shits like missions. Like you climb up on roofs and stuff, and then I would see there was a guy that wrote Vice in my junior high school, or the elementary school actually, and everybody was like, who was this dude? Who was this dude? It caught on, and then so I figured I got a nickname KOD at the time, so I was like, let me place my tag, let me do that up there. So it just came out like that, and then that's what got me into it. And then I started to we hung out in tunnels and stuff like that. And I would see like Sane and Smith were a huge inspiration for me with that, because I would see them in the tunnels, and every tunnel I go in, I'd be like, they in every tunnel. So nobody was really doing it like that. Not in all city bombing capacity. People would do tags in certain boroughs, but as far as all city goes, they had it locked back then. Nobody was doing that, so that's how I pretty much got into it. And plus, growing up, I grew up in a time where everybody had a tag. Everybody had a nickname. I had a nickname before I had a tag. I was KOD, So Kid of Destruction, that's what that was. That was a nickname. It wasn't even a tag. That wasn't even graffiti. It was just a nickname in the street. And, I just started writing. I just seen tags on the wall. I would see the ACC crew. They were a big inspiration to me. Frey, Tez, 3D, Leo, Seg, Jonah, because I was always around downtown Brooklyn a lot in the early 90s. So these are names that I would see a lot around there, I would go to Manhattan, I would see Web 113. I would see him a lot, like street fill-ins. That stuck out in my head a lot when I was when I was coming up. I would travel a lot and see a lot, it was a lot of cool stuff up.
So how did you get the tag BAAL?
I had a lot of different tags at the time. Like I had the nickname KOD. So with that, I had a few tags. I had I'm sure you remember, you older than me. You remember when people used to write little? They used to do an L, and I was for about a few months I was Little SARS, and I wrote the tag Slats. I had Midic, MIDIC. And then I had the tag I had now, but I had all of them at the same time, but I had to come with one, because everybody kept telling me that KOD looks like a crew. That's what they would say to me. They're like, why do you write that? It looks like a crew. So I was like, all right, so I changed it. So I just stuck with what I have now. But I wrote all the tags together for almost a year straight, like all of them together, just trying to figure out what. So between 91 and 92, like around 93, I had like all those different tags, just recycling them, just trying to come up with something that fits.
So you're from the other side of Brooklyn then, because you said you went to.
Well, I'm born and raised in Pensioners, Utrecht Avenue.
Okay. So how did you because it seems like anywhere where there's a fucking train track or a train station or anything, it's a given that you're gonna be killing shit.
That's
everywhere.
That's one of the things that I gravitated towards, because even before graffiti, I was obsessed with trains. Like my mother and father bought me like train books and shit like that. Like I was obsessed with the subways even before graffiti. So when I started exploring, I'd be like 7, 8, 9 years old. The neighborhood would be climbing up on roofs, just not graffiti related, just troublemaker, just hanging out doing things, And when I started to really get curious about the subway, like I was like, wow, I'd be with my father on a train. I'd see like different exits and shit, and just piqued my curiosity. So, I would just want to go in. And the first time I went into a tunnel, it wasn't even to write graffiti. It was honestly just to see what the fuck was in there. I was just curious to go in. So, I mean, that's what made me go in there. And then I was doing graffiti, so why not? I could combine both things at the same time. I like to explore. I like to write on things. So.
Yeah, bro. That feeling of going because that's the first thing I wrote into tunnels. Like, cause I wanted to hit trains, but I wasn't old enough. But when I got old enough the trains was already finished. But the first thing I hit was tunnels, and those shit was still rocking, bro.
Yeah, I'm sure you remember too. I remember the trains being covered with graffiti, but it didn't inspire me to write graffiti though. I used to wanted to try to draw and stuff. Like when I was a little kid, I wanted to draw cartoons. I was into cartoons and shit, but I didn't really have the skill to draw, I'll be honest with you. But when I'd be up on the train station, like the B train would pull in, you see mad cartoons and shit on there. That shit would hype me up. I'd want to go home and try to draw cartoons. It didn't inspire me to write graffiti at all. I liked the cartoons. Then when I got older, I look back, I'm like, oh wow, yeah, there was graffiti on there. But I don't remember none of the graffiti because I wasn't interested in it. I was interested in the cartoons. I didn't start to want to write graffiti until about 91, 90. That didn't interest me until then.
So when you picked the BAAL out of all the tags and you started going serious with the BAAL, you was just for Dolo? Who was you writing with?
A few people back then. I had I was down with a crew, WTK, back then, a local crew. They were pretty tough guys, you know. It was like they showed me a lot of things, like you know, just I don't want to speak freely, I'm on here, but you know, they basically showed me how to behave yourself, how to conduct yourself and get money, do certain things, or just conduct yourself in any way, you know. So it was cool. I mean, I hung out with them for a little bit, you know. That got me, you know, assessed with different things. And then as I would branch out, I would just hang out in different areas, different neighborhoods, and I would just hang out around different people, learn different neighborhoods, and then just go by myself a lot of times too. I would just pick a neighborhood, just go walk around, go chill, do whatever.
Nice. So did you ever meet anybody like when you was bombing, like any writers?
Oh, of course, dozens. I mean, everybody does. I mean, but I'm not gonna name them. It's like, you know, because sometimes it's an awkward situation. They might, you know, but at the same time, I've run into a lot of people. Like there's been a lot of people that I've run into, or you know, sometimes it's friendly, sometimes it's not. But I mean, it's always fun. Put it that way. Whether it's friendly or not, it's always fun.
In the tunnel, you ran into people in the tunnel?
Yeah. In the tunnel, usually that's not cool in a way because you can't really assess who that is. That's the hard thing. So out in the streets, it's easier to kind of see. You could tell within 3 seconds, you know, if that's 5-0 or not. You know, you could look at them and tell. You know, when you're in the tunnel, it's kind of hard. I've had dudes walk up to me in the tunnel. You know, I guess they wanted to come up and just talk to me, whatever. It's like they're watching me, and it's like they sneak up behind you. Like, these motherfuckers must tippy toe or some shit. And it's like I turn around and look at them. Like, but, I mean, I can see they're not a cop or none, but it's like, you know, people be doing that shit. They be sneaking around. Like,
Do you ever did work bums or police ever run up on you in a tunnel?
Oh, work bums a lot. They've had conversations with me. Like you know, it's funny. Of course, they not, you know, they'll try to talk you out of it. Like they'll say, you know, you shouldn't be down here. They'll give you like blah blah blah, or you know, sometimes they're kind of scared or they might be nervous. They don't know how to take you. But the result is the same. You're gonna walk away. You're gonna leave. You're not gonna stand there and entertain them.
So you never got chased for writing on a train, or like you never wrote on the trains that are laid up in the tunnel?
Yeah, of course, but I'm not going to talk about it. Like we could talk about that at a later time. But I mean, I have pictures and stories to talk about. But you know, I mean, but of course. But
Yo, so nah, because like I said, I never, like, I caught the tags on the train before, like, you know, doing motions, but I never rocked a felon on the train. You know what I'm saying? I would have loved to do that. I would have.
We'll definitely have that conversation at a later time.
No doubt, bro. No doubt. So at that time now, how do you feel like did you ever do it like to be taken seriously, or you just did it and then boom, you started blowing up and people just start mentioning you? How did you know?
That's what happened.
Yeah, tell me.
I didn't, because I've always really been a humble type of guy. Like, so, I mean, you know, there was a point, I guess, where people would come up to me and they would say, oh, I saw you here, there. So I was like, all right, cool. You know, because at first the main reason, you just want people to know you were somewhere. That's why you put your shit up. I was here, you know, it's advertisement. So, you know, I didn't really do it seriously to be known as a graffiti writer in the beginning. I was just doing it because I was like, wow, I'm going here. I'm hanging out on this roof. Here's my tag. I'm here. But then once I started to go around and hang out in different neighborhoods, then people start coming up to me. They're like, you know, I seen you here and there. It inspired me too, because who doesn't want to hear that shit? Like, all right, fine, you see me up there, so let me go here, there. And I got the mindset to go. Like, I love to travel. I love to just go, go, go. I'm very hyper. So, you know, it works out good.
Do you have like a favorite like line to hit?
All of them. Anything with a train. I mean, that's why I said I gravitate towards trains. So when I go out of state, I love any type of I just like to explore. It doesn't even have to be graffiti related. I could just go take a stroll. I could just go stretch my legs and see what's about. You know, I like to do that stuff. I have been in other places, other cities where I'll just walk through I just want to get familiar with it.
So have you been through all the tunnels and the underground?
Not every tunnel. I can't. No, I haven't been through every tunnel. No.
What about so you've been
through a lot,
in all of them in Brooklyn at least?
What is it?
Have you been in all of them in Brooklyn at least?
I can't say. I mean, I can't say. I'm not going to be here and be conceited and say I've been in every single one. I'm sure I missed a few, you know. But I mean, I can say I've been in a lot. Put it that way. I mean, I've been in a lot, but I haven't been in every single one of them.
Now, L line is my tunnels and shit when I was young, son. I still got old school SR tags in those tunnels, son.
Yeah, I hate those fucking tunnels. I'll tell you 5 things. Was it Lorimer Street or all around there? Like late 90s, I remember I fell off the catwalk and went, because all the fucking catwalks are broken in there and shit. I was in there by myself one day and I had to run. The train was coming and it's like all the cement and shit is all cracked and shit. I don't know if they fixed it recently or not, but it was all fucked up, all those tunnels. They didn't give a shit about that. So I used to hate those tunnels, man. It was nasty.
Yeah, you never got hurt in one of the tunnels, like, you know, tripped, fell?
Yeah, not too bad. I tripped a couple times. Of course, you're gonna have bumps and bruises and accidents. You know, you're gonna have that. Nothing major. I've broken bones out in the street, like getting hurt, but I never broke anything in the tunnel. I've never had any serious. I've had close calls, but never had anything broke, nothing serious, nothing like that at all.
No, because we was running to get to the station and we tripped on the tracks and we almost got ran over by a train.
Yeah, that happens. I've taken a lot of people down there throughout the years. There was one kid, I can't even remember what he writes, but I took him, it was the G train going to Queens, and he had fallen one day. We were down there and he fell and he fucked his shin up really bad, you know. So I took my sock off, I rubbed it, you know, you make out a tourniquet from and shit. But, you know, he fucked his shit up bad, and that's what happens. You can get caught, you trip, and your shin go right into that. But, well, you could get electrocuted or some shit, but you just gotta, you know, when you gotta run, that's why I like to run on the wood. You just gotta be careful. You gotta look down when you run, you know?
Yeah, man, the tunnels is like it's a whole different world, bro. I ran into bums in the tunnel that lived in the tunnel.
Oh, I have. When I was a little kid, man, when we used to cut school like 90, 91, 92 to avoid the truant squad. We would go into the tunnels back with Philly blunts. And I was the New Jack Punk little kid, right? Everybody was like 16 or whatever. I was like 11, 12. So I was the young kid, you know, you got to do your dues. So I go to the store. Remember, you got to eat the Philly blunts back then. We'd have a Philly session down in the hatch. Sometimes there'd be homeless people down there. You know, they're cool. They chill down there and stuff with you. But now you can't, because it's a different time. It's much different now. But back in the day, like, I get like a Blimpie sandwich, get a Philly, get like a 40, and you chill. Like, you can chill in the hatch. We used to have sessions and chill. We used to have black book sessions in the tunnels, everything.
Yeah, that's fire, bro. You got old school pictures, anything like that?
Yeah, I do. I'm not a big collector, but I do got some stuff from the early 90s of me. I got, you know, but I don't really collect too much. I'm not really into that no more.
Wow, but you got pictures of tunnels, you're saying, though?
Yeah, not necessarily like, I'm not really a big collector. I was never big on it. Like, I don't even have a black book, to be honest with you. I don't have a personal black book, but I do have things that I have over the years I've acquired from people, but I just lost the interest of collecting everything over the years. But I do have certain things. I still have some really cool shit from the early 90s.
Yeah, man, I just love old school fucking pictures of Graff, bro. What about paint? What you do? You rack your paint?
I buy everything, man. Now, nah, you gotta yeah, I mean, I look at it like this. There are many different ways to acquire it for free. So it's not like, if you just don't have to go in like it's the Wild West, you know. There's many different ways to acquire this for free. So there's a lot of different ways, you know.
That's a fact. So I gotta pick your graffiti brain, since you know you're one of the NYC tunnel kings. Who you think is the #1 tunnel nigga of all time?
I mean, it's hard to say because, like I said, when I first started going into tunnels around '91, I only noticed Sane and Smith. Now I know other people were up down there, but at the same time, they're the only ones that made a presence to me that stuck out. You know, you did have all the dudes that was up in there and stuff, but for the most part, they stuck out to me because of the other guys that were hitting up down there. Like take J.A. for example, right? He had a lot of stuff up back then. I seen him up back then, but at the same time, he concentrated on other things. Sane and Smith concentrated on the tunnels. In my opinion, they're the only ones that really went all city the first in the tunnels. You know, they concentrated on that, and that was cool to see because a lot of tunnels I went through, I just be going through as a kid just to go chill, not even to write. I wouldn't even have a fucking can on me just to go chill, and I would see them up every fucking tunnel I went in.
So then it has to be Sane and Smith, right?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, in my opinion, though, I'm not, you know.
Yeah, but your opinion counts because you're one of the fucking tunnel kings. So I want to know your opinion because I love Smith and Sane. Rest in peace. Like they're one of my fucking top. You know what I mean? Like that's top dog names right there.
Yeah, definitely.
So who else? Because there's a lot of niggas out there. My nigga Niso is a tunnel Goliath too. You know what I'm saying?
He had stuff up too. A lot. See, the thing is, like when I say it, like a lot of people had stuff up. What I'm saying is, like when I would travel, like Sane and Smith are the only ones that did it in a broader horizon. You know, you'd have people that would go down there and do a spot here and there. They actually missioned where you could tell they were hitting every fucking tunnel. You know, so that's why I tip my hat to that.
Word. One of my favorite shit when I was riding the train, still to this day, just looking out the tunnel. If I ride the train, I don't ride the train hardly at all, but looking out the window to the tunnel to see in there and shit, you know, and you see a lot of new shit, but you see a lot of relic shit too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's fire. The tunnels there's nothing like it.
Especially when I'm down there and stuff, you know, I take time to look at some of the stuff. I mean, there's a lot of history down there. I like that, you know, I respect that. I like that stuff, you know?
Yeah, look, the comments niggas is saying Sill, Two Rage.
Yeah, Sill, definitely. Two Rage, of course. Sill, and again, like I said, like, of course, I would, as a kid, I would see Sill and Two Rage all over. But in my opinion, like it was just Sane and Smith that really held that, like they went above and beyond, you know? So, I mean, everybody's going to have it, of course, you know, but of course you see all these different people up. I mean, there's a lot of people that I saw up, you know, coming up, a lot of people made an impact. I mean, you can't come up where I came up from in the early 90s and not have an impact with multiple different people.
Oh, we forgetting another one, Revs. Remember Revs had fucking tunnels smashed out.
Yeah. I remember when he did the first roller thing. I think it was 94 or something. I remember that.
Yeah, Revs, bro. Fucking, and old school niggas too, Curb and Late. Remember them? Curb, Kerb, and Late, Late.
Nah.
You don't remember that?
I mean, if I see it, I probably remember it, but not offhand.
Yeah, and salute to Hojo too. Hojo is another.
Oh yeah, Hojo, yeah, definitely Hojo, of course.
Hojo is and Map has a lot of tunnels also. Salute to Map, also the tunnel.
Hojo and Map, those are my boys right there. Those are my people.
Yeah, bro, niggas got tunnels smashed. I seen Bruise had some tunnels also.
He did, yeah, and I would see him a lot in Queens. In Queens, he had a lot of nice stuff. And you know what I liked what he did too was he would do a lot of the highlights and cool stuff down in the tunnel. A lot, but you know, I'm not saying he was the first, but he definitely was one of the first people I noticed doing stuff like that down in the tunnel, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, and my nigga too, rest in peace, Seuss RTD. He used to have some tunnels too. Seuss.
Yeah, Seuss, definitely. I would see him up around Queens too, especially. He had some stuff.
Yeah, man, that was my dog right there, bro. Rest in peace, Seuss RTD, for real. And shit. Yeah, what about streets? But you know, you hit streets too, bro. You hit spots, and I see you.
I mean, I start I'd like streets, they inspire me too. Like there's a lot of good spots in the street, especially different cities. Like different cities got a lot of good spots, got all different stuff. I love freights. A lot of different cities got different states got different freight yards. You know, they got different train lines. Like, yeah, I'm very, you know, I love to explore. I love to just, I'm very hyper. I like to go out and just see what's out there, enjoy life, you know.
What about the streets of New York now? Do you see the streets of New York now? Do you look?
Of course, yeah. Who doesn't? Yeah. I mean, everybody's killing. Everybody's pretty much all city. Everybody's doing everything. It's a different time because you don't really get arrested now for graffiti. You don't. There's no real penalty. There's no. You're not going to get in trouble if you steal. You're not going to get in trouble if you get caught writing. So you know, you have an abundance of more people that are making. You know, it's a free for all. So you have everybody doing everything now. So.
Do you see anybody? Does anybody stand out to you? Give me two names. Give me two names. Anybody that stands out to you?
Everybody does. I mean, you have I would say right now, Goog is up a lot. I see him around definitely. You know, he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. You know, but everybody, yeah, everybody like because you have to realize too, it's a different generation from my generation. Like now, people got fucking caps and canes where you rock a filling in 5 seconds. You know, on top of which you ain't getting arrested.
Let them know about the struggle of back in the day with the skinny caps. We had to, it was hard, bro. Getting gifs, all types of shit.
When I would do street fillings back in the 90s, you'd always have a lookout. Somebody, look out. Any car that comes, you know, they let you know. Like you have to have a lookout. Now it's like you're done in 5 seconds. You don't even need a lookout.
Yup, that's crazy. Imagine back then if we had 600s that wrote fucking like 10 fingers the way they got it now, son. It would be retarded, man. More graffiti.
The DT's head would explode if they saw that shit back then. Could you imagine that? They wouldn't know it. Yo, I'll tell you, they would catch me. Like I was always innovative. Like I'll try to make shit. Like remember, same era as you. Like you make your mops. Like I was always into making shit. Like I always had different mops as a kid. I'd try to make my own type of markers. And I remember when they see that shit too. When they bag you, they'll take that shit off you, and the cops, they admire it. They'll be like, oh, this and that. You know, they see all that shit.
So you was one of them niggas like me that had like ink drops on every piece of clothing that he had?
Yeah, I ruined everything. All my clothes were ruined growing up. I'd be going to school, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. I'd rip barbed wire, rips, ink, oil, whatever. It's just like I look homeless. Like I was just like.
Oh shit! So you never sneaking out of the crib to go bombing at night?
Yeah, of course. I mean, my parents knew when I was a young kid, when I started around like 11 or 12, they knew that I was doing that. You know, they weren't giving me permission, but they would know, you know, like, I mean, it was.
But they knew you was running into train tunnels?
They didn't realize that probably until the mid-90s. I guess, you know, for whatever reason, when I think my father realized what my tag was, when he would ride the train, he would see it. He brought it to my attention one night when we was having dinner, you know, that he had seen it. So I guess, like, you know, and I was like 13 at the time. So, you know, I guess that, you know, he realized that it, you know, but it was all right, though. It was, you know.
Nah, because my mom used to be like, yo, I saw your name. And she used to be tight. She used to be tight.
When he first saw it, he would, going down the BQE, he would get mad. In the early 90s, I would catch a few spots on that, and he seen that going to work when he worked in Queens and shit. And I remember he got mad the first time he seen it, but after that, he let it go. Like, you know, I don't know. I never really got proud. Like I never got like, you know, I never really got too much problems with that. Like, you know.
Do you do sticker packs and shit like that?
I mean, I'm not like. I'm very low key, so I don't really like, I'm not out there selling shit, this and that. But I mean, I have people do approach me on personal level. If somebody wants to approach me on a personal level, if they want something, they can have something, you know? Like, but I don't like advertise nothing. I don't got no website. I don't got nothing like that, you know? But if somebody wants to just get in contact with me, hit me up, I'll give you some, I don't give a shit, you know?
Now you just got to throw mad sticker packs together and just say it on your IG real quick and just get that bread real quick because people want your shit for their collection.
No, I know. They do hit me up. Like, people have hit me up with money figures that kind of blew me away. You know, some of these people. I'm like, really? Like, but it's cool. Like, I guess. But, you know, I mean, I don't have no website. I don't advertise or nothing.
Nice. Well, so have you seen anybody new in the tunnels lately that came out of nowhere?
Everybody. I mean, everybody's. It's you don't get arrested no more. There's no penalty. So everybody's in the tunnels. You know what I mean? Like the tunnels are completely filled with graffiti now. There's no. It's completely different. So I can't really say this person, that person, because you have like 50 different people now that are running the tunnels. So you can't say that. It's much different from my day when you only had 5 people you could name who were doing things.
No, it's true. There's a lot of people right now, but they're making new tunnels. There's a lot of new tunnels. I was in like some new tunnels, and I seen a few niggas in there. A couple of niggas had shits is all brand new. It's like open for game and shit. I was like looking at that shit like, wow, shit was crazy. New York is expanding the underground, my nigga.
Yeah, they definitely had a few ones that they opened up, like when they did the 2nd Avenue one. It's pretty cool. Like I love New York. You know, we have the largest subway system in the world, so it's beautiful. You get to explore it. It's got so much. There's a lot of shit underground that they didn't even finish. You know, you got all different like catacombs and shit. They got underneath the tunnels, and it's a lot of history under there.
Did you do a lot of Manhattan tunnels?
Oh, of course, yeah. Manhattan was one of my favorite ones to do, especially in the early 90s, in the mid 90s. That was one of my favorite ones to do. Brooklyn and Manhattan were my favorite.
Yeah, what line in the Manhattan? Like the N and the R, the 456?
Mostly it was back in then. I would say it was it was a lot of them, but I would say I focused more on, say, the N, the R, the Q. A little bit of the 4 and the 5 and the 6. But Manhattan was always nice, though. I always liked that because there was a lot of different layups with the trains. And I wouldn't go there necessarily to hit the clean trains because we would just hang out there. And it was like we would hang out in the trains itself. If we hit the trains that day, we hit the trains that day. Sometimes we'd just be hanging out, like especially with Canal Street over in there. Like, you know, we used to just straight up chill. Like, I swear to you, I'd bring like a fucking Blimpie sandwich. We'd be chilling in the park trains right there, like just chilling like it was nothing. Can't really do that now. They think you were terrorists or some shit. You're sitting there with a fucking sandwich. They think you're retarded or something.
Yeah, well, those are the fucking good old days, bro. Because I used to do the same shit, cut out of junior high school, 6th grade, and go to fucking Halsey, you know, where like the train comes out, feeding and shit. Yeah, we used to go there and cut out the whole day and drink 40s and all types of shit. Yes, and that shit was so fun, my nigga.
Oh, yeah, cutting school is because we had it different. Now nobody gives a fuck if you cut school. Nobody gives a shit. But back then they had the truant squad. They round your little ass up. They had the paddy wagon. They would come around. You'd be in your arcades. You'd be in a mall. They'd come and physically scoop you up.
Yep, they took me.
That's why we would chill in the tunnels. We'd be in the tunnels because the truant squad wouldn't go in the tunnels.
Yep, that's a fact, my nigga. I gotta pick your graffiti brain now. So who do you gotta give me 10. Give me 10 of your favorite writers of all time, bro.
10? I mean, basically like the people I said in the beginning, that they kind of, I don't, because I would have to say the people that I first got inspired with, right? Like, so, but there's a few people that I like that that I wasn't even around. Like, for instance, Scene. I really give him a lot of credit because he had the mindset of a bomber and he really locked shit down. You know, he held it down. So, you know, there's people, you know, I like Ghost, you know, RD, you know, the way that they had different things, you know, you had like I said, Frey. He was a big inspiration for me when I was a young kid growing up. I would see him all around downtown Brooklyn, and you know, that was really, that would hype me up. You know, I would see Leo, Seg, ACC, you know, I would see MS, Dro, Netta, Ask. I would even see you. I remember you. I would come to Bushwick. I would see you. You had the squiggly tag though, the different thing, the different hand style.
Yeah.
I remember seeing. I remember. Wow, there was a lot of people.
Yeah, son. Brooklyn, to me, I just love Bronx. Is dope to hit the streets because it's just it's a lot. It's beautiful. I hit the Bronx like 8 million times, but Brooklyn, I just love.
Don't even care. Like there's been times where I'll tell you, like, there's been times like I've been in the Bronx, like in the mid '90s, where people saw because I was a white guy that they just were like, oh, you need help. So like I'm here bombing, and like the police will be like, oh, do you need help or anything? And they just keep going, like it's fucking retarded. Like back then it was like they didn't give a shit. They either thought I was buying crack or whatever the case was going on. But I would just be like, I'd be dolo walking around like Tremont and stuff, and like I swear to you, like I'll never forget it. Like police walk right up to me, they stop the car. Are you okay? I'm looking at them like, what do you mean, am I okay? But then I realized why they said that to me. But then as soon as they leave, I just keep hitting the gates.
That's what's up, though.
But I think it was like 96 and 95, somewhere around there.
That's what's up. What do you have a favorite year of graffiti? Like your best year?
No, I can't say I have a favorite one. I mean, there's a lot of good ones. I mean, I like the 90s, early 2000. You know, I mean, I had a lot of good times there. Now I don't really have that best of times with it because it's not as fun as it was, I guess, for me back then. But you know, back in the early 90s, the whole 90s, I'd say from 90 to 99.
Yeah, I think that's the best.
You can't go wrong with the 90s.
Word. I think the 90s had the best writers, I think. I don't know.
Well, you have to think too, because the punishments were more severe. So, you know, when you got bagged, like you really had to be tough to, you know, it wasn't like today where, you know, shit don't happen to you. You don't even go to bookings these days, you know. So, you know, back then it was more tough. Like they really came in on you. Now they have such an abundance of people that write, they can't even keep up with it.
Yeah, man. That's true. But do you think it's a lot of trash out there more than good graffiti right now?
No, I think it's a lot of good. I think it's mostly good in my opinion, but it's an abundance of it. You know, it's a lot of it. So that they can't keep up with that. But most of the graffiti I see today is cool. I don't look down on most of it. Like most of it has style. They get up. Most of the people get up. So I can't talk bad about them at all. They're doing their thing. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, me too. I think a lot of them took it to a higher level because now they're hitting like high spots, doing giant blockbuster fill-ins on.
Well, you see, it's like life. Look at everything in life. Everything gets pushed to the envelope. Everything in general. You murder everything. You know, every year, everything gets pushed. The bar gets pushed further. When me and you were coming up, there was no jetpacks. No, we had to. When I would do those high spots on the N lines and Q line and shit, I had to break out the wooden ladder. You know, we didn't have no jetpacks and nothing like that. I had to get the wooden ladder. So, you know, now they have extinguisher cans. They use fire extinguishers themselves. You know, they use mad different shit. Like so, it's a lot of the tools are upgraded too.
Yeah, when we used to hit, we needed to use the wooden ladder like on transit. We would set it up like the day before shit or earlier in the day. Put the wooden ladder up there on the track, so when we go in the night, we could just grab it. Real quick, the wooden ladder. Yeah. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, the MTA workers, the work bums are always good for leaving equipment, man. They're like my silent partner. Like I like them.
Yes, sir. The wooden ladders. I used to love walking on the tracks too, the elevated tracks to go from roof to roof.
Oh yeah, they were sturdy because you could put them, but you could make them like a ramp, like a bridge. Like they were sturdy too.
Yeah, man, we took one of those shits one night, man. Me, Turk, Seuss, rest in peace, Trake. I was with Sense, rest in peace. Yeah, we hit the N line in Astoria, and we were just hitting powerhouses, and we was using the ladder. We had a great night. We destroyed everything, yo. Rest in peace, Seuss and Sense, bro. RTD.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, nights like that, like you know, you never forget nights like that. Like you get the adrenaline pumping, you go out like a real mission. Like, you know, it's like those good missions where you really know if you're coming home that night. You know, those good missions.
That's a fact. Do you have a favorite bomb or a real crazy one that you had mad fun or got over crazy?
I don't feel comfortable talking about like the crazy ones, I guess. But like I'll tell you a funny one. Like, we was doing the F line. I think this is 97 and 98. And I was with my boys, RB, DK, and EA, KMC crew. And we was on the F line, McDonald Avenue. And I had broke my ankle that night. I jumped like off a roof, but I kind of had a bandana around my face because it was a camera, so I kind of misjudged. So when I jumped, my ankle shattered. So I wasn't ready to go home though. So we still had paint. So I was hopping up to the walls and stuff, and I was in so much pain. But then I couldn't walk no more. So then RB, my boy, he threw me like in a fireman's carry. So the train station was like maybe like 3 or 4 more blocks down. So I'm pointing up to the walls of where I want him to direct to go to so I could hit. So I'm in the fireman's carry with a broken ankle, still hitting the walls while he's taking me up to them. So then we went up to the train, and that was good. I was out of service for about probably like 2 months for that.
Wow. Yeah, shit. I got chased by the police, got mad hurt, running from the police off of rooftops and all that shit. Fucked my whole shit up.
I mean, I've had some very interesting chases. I don't feel comfortable really talking about it, but I mean, I've had some fun chases with the police, though. Trust me, I've definitely had some experiences out there.
Yeah, that was another thing too. Hitting the outside tunnels in the N line, like in Brooklyn, like the outside tunnels, the N and the R line and shit. That was fun too. Back in the days when I was mad young, like 12, 13. Those were one of the first shits I hit.
Oh yeah, the layups are there too. You had layups around there, and you had some good stuff around there. Just all overall chill tunnels because you didn't really have to worry too much. There really wasn't much traffic coming through there. You could chill. You could post up. You had a black book session. You could do basically whatever you want down there. Chill. I mean, we'd have full blown. We'd hold court down there. Real talk.
That's fire, man. I want to go chill in the tunnel now. That's crazy. Yeah, son. Fucking.
Yo, so just let me know. Let me know.
Yeah, man. We gotta take a walk one day, man. For real. We definitely gotta link and do the sticker shit, bro, and some fucking canvases or something.
Yeah, let me know. I just got my hands on a ton of blank canvases. I got about 20 blank canvases right now.
Oh, we could definitely do. I got paint, all of that shit. I got paint, brushes, all of that bullshit. I got it.
Oh, nice. Get your Bob Ross on. I like that.
Get the Bob Ross on, bro. Graff Champs, my nigga. Yo, son, the reason like we wanted you on Graff Champs is because, yo, son, you really like a goat in them tunnels and the whole transit scene, and like we trying to give you your flowers while you're here and shit. So we salute and respect every move that you make. You know what I'm saying? So we just want to let it be known and shit. You heard?
Much appreciated, man. Thanks. You know, I'm a very humble guy, you know, but I do appreciate that. I really do. Thanks a lot, man. Salute.
Nah, man, salute to you for putting in that work and representing New York graffiti culture to the fullest, because there's a lot of, you know, shit out there, niggas that trying to get money off of this shit that don't even deserve to be, like, mentioned in circles. You know what I'm saying?
I see it. I mean, I see it. You know, I try, as I get older, because I try to see, like, you know, a lot of people use the word hate, so it's like, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but I do see people that will use graffiti in a way to try to make money when they never really paid their dues. It does offend me because what I put my mind and my body through, you know, you didn't do that. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, but then if I say something negative, I'm hating on them. So it's like, I don't, you know, so it's like, but at the end of the day, look, I wish everybody the best, and do your thing, man. As long as you don't come at me in a negative way, or I don't feel disrespect, I don't give a fuck what you do, you know?
That's a fact. That's a fact. And the part of Brooklyn that you from too, like that you came out of and shit, like niggas like Rush and Deco and Dune.
Oh
and,
yeah,
like you
definitely.
said, the whole
Acid
ACC,
Crew,
all
man. Yeah, Acid Crew, ACC, a lot of them. Like I saw a lot, you know. Of course, you know. I mean, it's all up and down there, all up and down there.
Yeah, all of those dudes from that side, yo. I love all the writers from that side. Fritz, like you said, Frey, rest in
Fritz,
peace.
of course, yeah. I would see Fritz definitely on the B line rooftops. It's the D line now, but when I was a kid on New Utrecht Avenue, it was the B line. Fritz would have a lot of rooftops.
Yeah, Fritz. I just love talking old school graffiti like that, because when I see I look through Instagram and shit, and you see the old school pictures and shit of the gates. Yo, man, the Astros, the Chinos, you know what I'm saying? When
Yeah,
it comes
Astro's
to the
another one. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, Astro, Fogs, fucking TK,
Yeah,
Easy and
Astro, Fogs. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the streets, bro. Fucking Easy and Jaws, of course. Josh 5, the blueprint.
And then
you know?
Ever and Dover, you got to give them credit too.
Ever is very underrated in my opinion. He's one of the. He's a goat, bro.
I definitely saw Ever a lot when I was a kid.
Ever is one of them niggas, bro. he whenever he wants to come out, he'll just come and just smash whole NYC with just giant tags everywhere.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
He took the giant tags to a different level, bro, because Astro used to crown the whole top of the gates real big, and then Ever came and just took it to a whole different level, bro. I used to bond with him. Yeah, Ever's a goat.
It was rare with the, like, back then, I remember we used to call it like the baseball GIF, the fat cap. Like, you know, when you had a dope fat cap, you were hard. You know, that was the thing. Like, and a lot of people didn't. You know, remember we used to make them too. Like, you used to take the little the knife and you flick the GIF and you do surgery on it. You can screw out the shit. We used to do shit like that. We would make GIFs. Yeah. You know, I mean, we used to, it was pretty cool. Like, there was some unique things. And then also from taking other shit, you would notice that different GIFs on other cans, that they do other things on things. So you could really work that out.
Yep, and you had to be creative. Like you said, make your own mops.
It was like an art. Yeah, that's what was so cool about it. It was almost like cooking or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, it was like back when I started, like that's how I grew up in it. Like making mops, getting griff and getting all types of stuff and boiling shit together, taking socks and erasers and all types of trial and error shit. Like, you know, I went through a lot of clothes at the trial and error.
Yeah,
I'll tell you this, Bill Nye would be proud of me. I'll tell you that shit.
Yo, but at the same time, that was the fun part of it, being the chemist, being the scientist.
You come up with shit, because there'd be times where because you know, we'd all meet, like the one crew that I was with when I first started, like, that was like it was almost like a gang in a way. It was like a real family, and we would have meetings and shit, and it was like we would meet up and we would have like different, you know, we'd compare notes. We'd say, oh, I did this with this, and, you know, I did this, and some things worked, some things didn't. But it was the networking which was really cool. You know, it really helps advance you.
So we didn't even talk about BRH. BRH is your crew, right?
Yeah, it's a book club that I got. Books read hourly.
Wow. Okay. How did that?
That started with me and a friend of mine, Deps. We started that in 1993. Basically, we just noticed that all the people had different crews and stuff, and we just wanted to make our own, just for not necessarily protection, but just to have your own thing. You know, it's your own thing. So when it first started, it really wasn't a graffiti thing. It was more of just like a social thing. You know, like, you just hang out, you take care of each other, this and that. And then when we started to really, me, him, and a few other people, we were writing at the time. So we're like, you know, all right, so we'll take it. Because we wrote it on the walls too. So why not? You know, now it's a graffiti crew. So we just made different acronyms for it, you know, and then it stuck, you know.
Nice. BRH. I just wanted to mention, because, you know, the crew is synonymous with the writer, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to make it clear so the fans know and shit. Do you have a favorite paint for the tunnels? Because, you know, a lot of fucking tunnels suck your paint up, my nigga. A lot of people don't fucking know that.
A lot of trial and error, you know. Back in the day, we used to use, my favorite growing up was touch and tone. Remember that shit? Because the touch and tone in the early 90s, they used to have the fat. See, out of all the cans, the red, the black, the touch and tone had the white cap. It came with a fat cap. The GIF was fat on it already. So we used to love touch and tone. Like, a lot of my early stuff in the tunnels from the early 90s is touch and tone. You know, but then you see, like, other people, they have, like, you have, and Kryline's dog shit now, but you have, like, Rush still got some type of chrome that's pretty good, you know. A lot of the paint now, like, a lot of everything is watered down, you know. Like, same thing with laundry detergent. Everything is you know, everything's watered down. It's just everything's concentrated 2 times better. It's all bullshit, you know. It's watered down. Like, even look at the Kryline. The Kryline's dog shit now, you know. Well, a couple colors do work, depending on what your job is, what you're doing with it, but for the most part, it sucks.
What about kills? Kills?
Well, kills will always be good. That's pretty good. You know, kills is good. I like kills. I'm unofficially sponsored by them. I like them.
What's the best one would you recommend for the train? Because I got caught out there before going to the tunnel and they sucked my paint up.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if I say that, then everybody's going to want to use that, you know? Like, I say, look, it's trial and error. You use whatever the fuck you want to use. Like, I mean, there's been times where I've been down in the tunnel, too. Trust me, I've been frustrated, right? I've been, I told Hojo this story right after I did it. I hit him up, right? So I was by myself, and I go down there, but the can sucks, right? Like I had a whole rack of the same type of can. It was a Krylon Silver, whatever the fuck it was. They sucked, right? I threw that shit in frustration against the wall, and I walked out of the tunnel because they don't do a goddamn thing down there, you know? So you go through trial and error. You see what works, you do, you know, you hang out, you know, just, I don't know. I mean, just stretch your legs and see what happens.
That's a fact, my nigga. So, what do you feel? So you feel like the graffiti now is good, you said, right?
Yeah, I'm not hating on nobody. I mean, I look at it like this. It's just, it's a different time. You know, it's the same thing with my generation, with my father's generation, the generation before that, you know, everything with music, with everything pushes the envelope, it raises the bar. So there's going to be a lot of shit that the people do now that I didn't do, but, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean I have to think it's bad or anything. It's just they're doing what they're doing. It's just, I'm not part of this era. I'm not part of this generation. So it's not really correct for me to put them down because I'm not from them. People from their generation got to put them down. You know, I can only speak for my generation, you know, but it's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. This shit that these kids got now is pretty fucking cool. I see dudes with fucking drones that spit paint. Like people got some crazy fucking shit. Like, you know, these motherfuckers using fire extinguishers, you know, like shit like that. Like they be out there doing shit, like crazy shit. The drones with the paint, fucking, that's crazy shit. Like, you know, like.
That is crazy. Shit. What about did you ever see Texas and Gain on the side of a building real big?
Yeah, they do those. They do the rollers. I seen that a lot. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
That shit is amazing to me. Niggas get bag catching a market tag, and they're doing sides of whole buildings.
Sometimes the best disguise is out in the open. You know, I mean. Sometimes, you know, you got to think, it's obviously if you got a couple hours to kill up on a roof with extended rollers, you're doing it out in the open, so you don't have permission to do it. So, you know, people just more automatically think, you know, like, look at how, you know, different people do different things like that. They do shit out in the open, you know, sometimes it's the best way to do it.
That's a fact. They see that shit happen and they think that they fucking got permission. That's crazy. So I was like, yo, them shits are just so crazy, my nigga. But fucking, do you have anything else you want to say before we get off this, my nigga?
Yeah. Rest in peace to my boy Josh Random, man. That's a sad thing right there. He had died. I got a lot of friends that had died, but that one hit me the most. You know, that one hurt a lot. So Josh Random, man, from my Baltimore family. 237 KSDK crews, all of them, all my New York City family, you know, everybody, RD, D3, 357, Hojo, Acid, you know. If I missed you, I didn't miss you. Trust me, I've had like 2 6-packs, so if I missed you, it ain't on purpose, man. I'm feeling good tonight, you know. It's a nice rainy night. I'm just enjoying myself. I love everybody that loves me, of course. If you don't love me, fuck you, you know, but life is good.
That's right, my nigga. And yo, we thank you for blessing us with the gems, man. And you know, the fans was asking for the Tunnel Kings. I gave it, I delivered. You heard, we delivered. Definitely. You heard it first from BAAL, my nigga.
That's what's up, man.
So yo, like I said, we love everything you've done for the culture. We salute you. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, if anybody want to stick a pack from BAAL, you could DM him. He's not advertising them, but he will do them if you DM him, because I know there's collectors out there. That's why I'm promoting it. You heard, my nigga?
Yeah, or I got to give a shout out to my homie, my main brother right there, Phasm 4. You could hit him up too.
Phasm 4, yeah, salute Phasm 4. You know what I'm saying? I got some of his stickers in my collection too. I still got the stickers. BAAL, that we did so many years ago. I still got them, bro.
Oh, that's nice. I remember that. Yeah, that was nice, man. That was nice. We chill. We did some good shit right there. We'll do that again, man. Just hit me up, man. Whenever you want, man. We chill. You know,
That's
I'll
a
pop up
fact.
whenever, man. We're good.
Yo, thank you, BAAL. You heard, bro. Thank you for coming
Anytime,
on
man.
Graff Champs, my nigga.
Anytime, man. Anytime, man. Thanks, man. Have a good one, man.
Graff Champs, baby. That was Graff Champs. That was BAAL, BRH, the Tunnel King. We had ZB, the Placement King. I thank everybody for tuning in.